Hello, hello. So, how my beautiful people how you all doing today? How you guys doing today? So, this is where fitness meets politics. I'm your expert trainer, Danny C. And we're going to talk about how your aldermen voted and how they keep selling you out. Okay. That's what we're going to talk about today. And after this, we're going on Zoe channel. We will have Famous Friday at 7 o'clock on Zoe channel. And the alderman that we're going to make famous today is William Hall. Okay. So I'm gonna be over here. Probably an hour, maybe, or less than, because I just want to talk about how your aldermen voted and how they sold you out and have they been selling you out. But they don't care about that. They just getting paid and they're getting and just notice how many of your majority of your black aldermen, for you who vote blue no matter who, for you who keep saying Trump is getting rid of black people and he don't like black people and things like that. I want you to pay attention to who's selling you out and what color they are, for you people who vote based on color. Okay, so let you hear this first. Let's just start off with here. Hopefully my phone work don't act crazy. I wasn't really planning on this, but I saw this and I said, let me let you all see this. Okay. So as you know, all usually Anthony Bill and Raymond Lopez, they're usually looking out for their constituents. They're always voting and thinking about what's best for the people who they represent. But the rest of your aldermen don't care. They're used to selling you out. They're going to sell you out, and they've been doing that since forever. That's why your communities look like that, and that's why your neighborhoods look like this, especially in the black neighborhoods, because your aldermen been selling you out, and they're showing you through their vote. You can see what they're voting on, and it's always the usual suspects who vote the same way. And it's always not in your best interest. All of them. It's the same ones. The same ones vote the same way. You can almost tell who gonna vote for this. If it's something terrible for you, black people, you can always know that your aldermen, all your black aldermen, majority of them, gonna vote for what's not in your best interest. You can almost bet on it. Seriously. So let me just let's see Anthony B. All right, y'all. Let me just see something. If he gonna, okay, let's see if we can get.
Mr. President, first of all, nobody has ever said we don't want an infrastructure bond. Nobody's ever said that. But what we want is a bond that is responsible and feasible for the people of the city of Chicago. The fact that we are not paying on this bond for 2 years until after the next election poses a problem. The fact that we're not paying on principal for 20 years and having a huge balloon payment is a problem. So I don't know about you all, but I'm concerned about my kids having to foot this bill and my grandkids having to foot this bill. That's what the problem is. The problem is the size of this infrastructure bond. Now, let me just digress just a little bit, because I heard the same argument from the past administration.
Okay, hold on. Hold on a minute. I heard somebody. Okay, let me give you a little context on what's happening. So, if you didn't know, Brandon Johnson, who has an approval rating of 6% and is going down in history as the worst mayor ever, he has proposed. He wanted to take out a loan, an $830 million loan. And with that loan, we will be paying $2 billion on that $830 million loan. So just in the interest alone, we'll be paying that 18 to 19 years. That's just the interest alone. After that, during the 20th year, is going to be paying down the principal. So that means Brandon Johnson is going to be long gone. He's going to be he's not responsible for this, because this loan is, the taxpayer has to pay this loan back. So Brandon Johnson is going to do what he wants to do with this loan. We know what he wants to do with it. CTU is trying to get a contract. So in this bill, in this loan, this, when you read what the scope of the work is, why he's saying that he wants this loan. He's saying infrastructure, which we know never happens, schooling, school district. So now you know when he says that, that means he's going to fund the teachers union. So that contract that the teacher union is waiting out to get, of course, that's what this loan is going for. And as you know, he is bought and paid for by the teachers union. Not only that, he is a part of the teachers union. So what he's banking on is that when he get out of office, because he know he's only a one-term mayor, when he gets out of office, he's going to go and get his pension from the CTU, the school CPS, and then he'll be worth what, $5 to $6 million. That's what he'll be getting. So this is why that loan that he's getting and he's paying to the teachers union is so important to him. That's why all them is just a ring. The CTU funded like $2.3 million of Brandon Johnson campaign. So, and because he's on the CTU board, that's his people. So that's who he's robbing everything. All of them getting paid. All right. So when he says school district, when he says schooling, we know that he's going to give that money to the CTU. Also, we know if these kids cannot read, we know that our schools in the public schools are trash. Kids can't read. We know it's full of illegals, because now when you look at the percentage, Hispanics make up maybe like 50% of our schools now, all our black schools now. So the neighborhood public schools, Hispanics make up more than blacks now. And maybe it's 60, maybe it's a little more, but I just, I read that, but I just don't want to, until I'm able to show you all, then I'm just, letting you all know that's what I read. So so Hispanics make up more of this, in the communities, in our communities, Hispanic make up more than the black kids. So we know that he don't care about their schooling. We know he don't care about how our kids are being taught that they can't read and that they don't know how to do basic math. They know that, but they don't care. It's all about them getting paid. So that's also, that is under that, it says nonprofit organizations. Now we know that all of the nonprofit organizations that were involved, they're involved in this illegal immigration scheme. Remember I did with the with the CASAS, favorite staffing and things like that. All of those are NGOs, and they're nonprofit organizations, and those were the ones who were housing the illegals. Remember the shelters, and when they was in the hotels and stuff. Remember when I told you all that they were paying a janitor service $30,000 for either a month or a week. They was paying one nurse, what was it, $100,000? It was either a month or a week. I did that in a previous video. So we know that all these nonprofit organizations, all they do, they are using them to funnel money and to launder money, and it just get passed back to them. So the non-profit organizations get paid, which is his friends. They then in turn get back to the politicians who voted on this, and everybody getting paid off our tax dollars, and we are left holding the bag. So in the description, it says nonprofit organizations. So he still wants to fund illegals, because we know that all the nonprofit organizations, those are the ones who the illegals are coming through. All nonprofit. Okay, remember the churches, the churches, the what's that it's a main one that always nonprofit organization. Is it it's the main one, but I gotta okay. But anyway, it's a couple. It's a lot of them. But that's how they're funneling and laundering money. So we know that. So that's in that description. And he also have other little things, but those are the things we gotta pay attention to. The school districts, which is CTU, who's gonna be getting that money, and those them NGOs, those nonprofit organizations, because we know that he's steady doubling down and keeping these illegals here. And see, that's going to be the reason why he's going to say that he has to spend some of this money to house these illegals and things like that. And therefore, the nonprofit organizations and the NGOs are going to get that money. So they should not ever had voted yes on this loan, because not just the high interest rate that we'll be paying $2 billion on the $830 million loan, but when he's long gone, then we're going to be stuck with it. And maybe he's in jail, or maybe he's not. Maybe he just somewhere gone and enjoying that $5 million. And now the next mayor, the taxpayer, we have to deal with that. So our kids, your kids and your grandkids will be paying this back. And they know that. So that $830 million loan, they should never have did it. They know it was we already bankrupt. And the reason why the interest in that loan is so high is because our credit is trash. It's trash because we are bankrupt. We are already in $1 billion deficit. Then he's talking about he's not going to let Trump come in and get these illegals. So now, even though they're doing it, but he's just now Trump is talking about and has talked about with Pam Bundy, and they're talking about stopping the funding, the federal funding to these sanctuary cities. So we know he's hell bent. We know he's hell bent on destroying Chicago. And your aldermen are in cahoots with him because maybe they know that this is their last term, because they know we coming after those seats. So they just probably want to crash out and get as much as money as they can before they know they're going to be voted out. So this is what's going on. So this is what Anthony Beale is addressing in his speech. Yes, this is tied to the CTU when they went to that trip to Venezuela. Yes, it is. Because see, you got to understand, think about it. Our kids wasn't going to school. The neighborhood kids in the schools and stuff, mold in them. They're not teaching these kids. So a lot of the enrollment was low in the CPS. So if the enrollment is low in the CPS, that's why Kamala had, when she was in California, that's why she was taking those, when them parents wasn't sending them kids, making their kids go to school. And remember, she was talking about locking them up for truancies. That's why they were doing that. Not because they care about the kids, but because if we don't have no kids, then we don't have no funding in these CPS. So because the enrollment was low in CPS, what they did was the CTU exactly did. They went to Venezuela, and that's why all these people were allowed to come here with their children, and they allowing their children to enroll in CPS at a rapid rate like they're doing. Because you got to understand, and what we pay for one kid, I think it's like $30,000 for one kid. That's how much the school is getting paid. So they need kids in order to get funding, to get that money. And we know that they're stealing the money because the teacher's not getting paid. So we know CTU is stealing the money. So yes, that's what they did. They went over there in Venezuela, because if you notice, they saturated our communities with Venezuelan, and Venezuela people and their kids. So yes, this ties right in with it's what they had already been planning for us. They just didn't bank on black people waking up and fighting back, because they knew we usually don't fight back. We just go for anything. That's what they didn't bank on. And they didn't bank on President Trump getting in office because they thought Kamala was going to get in there and then we was going to be really screwed. But yeah, that's exactly what it was. Let me block this dummy. So yes, that's exactly, you tied it in right. Okay, so this is what Bill is addressing.
Everything on the south and west side of Chicago, we're going to transform.
Now listen to what he's saying.
Mr. President, first of all, nobody has ever said we don't want an infrastructure bond. Nobody's ever said that. But what we want is a bond that is responsible and feasible for the people of the city of Chicago. The fact that we are not paying on this bond for 2 years until after the next election poses a problem. The fact that we're not paying on principal for 20 years and having a huge balloon payment is a problem. So, I don't know about you all, but I'm concerned about my kids having to foot this bill and my grandkids having to foot this bill. That's what the problem is. The problem is the size of this infrastructure bond. Now, let me just digress just a little bit. Because I heard the same argument from the past administration about invest Southwest. We're going to invest everything on the south and west side of Chicago. We're going to transform the south and the west side of Chicago. All the resources are going to the south and west side. How's that working for you?
We haven't gotten anything.
How's that working for you? How is all the infrastructure work that you all voted for on the last bond, how's it working for you? Now, I'm going to tell you, we're all entitled to $1.5 million to spread out. But when we are selling our vote for a couple of extra streets, it's a problem. It's a problem. Now, this is about being physically responsible with the taxpayer money every single day. Mr. President, let me just say, when we have all the bond rating agencies, all the financial experts, all the financial people telling us this is a bad deal, and for us to sit here and ignore that, again, is another problem. Now, we're supposed to listen to and get the correct information from the administration, the CFO, the budget director, things like that. Well, those are the same people that told us we will not get downgraded if the budget passes, right? Right. Well, we got downgraded. And they're also telling us and warning us that if this bond passes, we could potentially be downgraded again, and you all want to ignore that. Come on, y'all. And let me just say, the devil is always in the details. Now, that.
Okay.
Mr. President.
Okay, here go another one. Let me finish this. Okay.
We're supposed to listen to and get the correct information from the administration, the CFO, the budget director. We're supposed to listen to and get the correct information from the administration, the CFO, the budget director, things like that. Well, those are the same people that told us we will not get downgraded if the budget passes, right? Right. Well, we got downgraded. And they're also telling us and warning us that if this bond passes, we could potentially be downgraded again, and you all want to ignore that. Come on, y'all. And let me just say, the devil is always in the details. Now, we may have changed some language in the amendment. I get that. But let me just say this. We have something that's coming March 30th, which is an imbalanced budget. Because we need that $175 million from CPS, or we have an imbalanced budget. Now, most of you all are not going to follow the internal workings of what happens in the budget office. They can move money around, they can do different things, and you all would never know the difference. That's why we have to be watchdogs of the people's money up here in the city of Chicago. Now, if CPS doesn't give us that money, then what's going to happen? We were promised that money was coming to us. We were promised from the CFO. Right? Right. Well, we don't have that money yet. And if we don't have that money by the end of next month, we're going to be faced with another problem here in the city of Chicago. Just like the problem we had last year when we had an imbalanced budget and we had to come in and do an amendment. And I warned you all about it then. I'm warning you about it right now. That we are headed toward a cliff. A cliff. Now, yes, we've made some bad decisions in the past, and if you're not willing to admit we made bad decisions in the past, shame on you. But let me just tell you this. When you know better, you do better. And I happen to know better today than I did 25 years ago. Why? Because then we relied on the information that was given to us, being new to on the information that
okay, let me. I had to let me see. Here go another. This is the last one. This I had to the speech was broke up. Here go. Let's finish it.
Decisions in the past, shame on you. But let me just tell you this: when you know better, you do better. And I happen to know better today than I did 25 years ago. Why? Because then we relied on the information that was given to us. Being new to politics, you make bad decisions based on the information that you are given. Well, now we're not making those bad decisions anymore. We're being more fiscally responsible with the people of the city of Chicago and the taxpayers as we move forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear a bunch of talking points that were given out about all the wonderful things that are happening, all the wonderful work that's going to be taking place. You all, if we bond $77 million a year just for our menu, right? We don't have the resources to complete our menu. How much menu money is carried over year after year after year? And that's with $77 million worth of infrastructure. So how are we going to complete $830 million in a year?
Listen.
Now, I mean, we can go on and on, but let me just say, this is physically irresponsible.
Listen what he's saying.
The people are asking us to do better. The people of Chicago are paying attention.
Listen.
They're not, you can say people ain't paying attention to what's going on down here anymore. You better not say that. Because people are paying attention, and if you don't know it, check your mailboxes. Check your mailboxes and see if people are not paying attention and educating your constituents about what we're doing here on a day-to-day basis.
You talking about us.
So, again, Mr. President, this is a bad deal. I say we reduce it, we change the terms, and I guarantee you, if you change the terms and reduce it, you'll get a lot more votes and you'll get a lot more people to buy into it. I'm one of them. Change the terms, change the amount to get more people on this bond to get this work done. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to be afraid that I'm not going to get. My people going to get. Because I fight for my people. Okay? So, don't be afraid when they tell you they're going to pull your projects. Don't be afraid that they're going to maneuver some money, that you ain't going to get what you're entitled to. By law, you are entitled to get all goods and services. All goods and services. Joey, say it again. All goods and services. So, all right, I'll take it from here, George. So, Mr. President, I just encourage everybody in this body to understand that we're all for decisions in the past.
Okay. That's how your aldermen should be talking about you. That's what your aldermen should be saying. Every last one of those black aldermen, that's how they should be saying and speaking up. That's how it's supposed to be done. And if you notice, listen to what he said. He said, if you think that your people not paying attention anymore, because see, before they knew that you all wasn't paying attention. They were voting, we keep telling y'all, they were voting recklessly on your demise. And that's why Bill said, he said, if you think your people ain't paying attention, if you think that we don't have people down here educating your constituents on hey, what y'all doing, then you must be mistaken. Check your inboxes, your emails. Didn't he say that? Because we are down there holding them accountable and we're educating you. They know it. Bill know it. He just said it. If you think you don't have people educating your constituents and basically telling your constituents what we down here doing, you must be crazy. Because if you think people not paying attention like they wasn't paying attention before, they definitely paying attention now. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all we had the power. We just got to hold these people accountable. See, they were going so long and they're so used to us not saying nothing. They just been voting our demise. Look at our communities. Look at how our we don't have no businesses in our neighborhood. Look at it. Look at our neighborhoods. These black aldermen end up rest on, but these really, because I'm talking about the black aldermen that we have over our communities. They've been selling us out for so long, and we just not paying attention. We don't care because they know we just vote color, and they know we just vote blue no matter who, and they know we don't understand. We're not politically educated. They know that, and that's why they've been doing what they've been doing. But now it's a new day. And just like Bill said, if y'all think, check them emails, check those messages, them voicemail. Your constituents paying attention now because they got people vote. They got people educating them. Yes, they do. And we are going to make it our job to educate you, to let you know what's happening. See, this is how they've been doing it. When you are just letting them do whatever they want to do, and you are not paying attention, they stealing your money, they selling you out, your neighborhood's terrible, but they know, like the Democrat Party, they know that you don't care. They just gonna put a black face in front of you and tell you Trump bad, and y'all going for it. You're not gonna look at what's happening. But now we're educating you all. We're making sure you all know who's voting, how they're voting. We're shining the light. And that's good. That's why you all need to be, like he said, calling your alderman, saying, hey, don't you vote for that, or I'm seeing what you're doing. I'm paying attention. Remember I told you all, call your aldermen, send them an email, just leave a voicemail. Hey, I'm paying attention. So you voted for that $30 million loan. I saw what you did. Okay. You know that's not in our best interest. Okay. No problem. See, when you start paying attention, y'all, when they start seeing their community paying attention and they're going to be held accountable, then they're going to do something different. That's why. But if we so used to, we don't do that. We don't hold our elected officials accountable. All they got to do is say somebody racist and say they're a black person and use the black card, and we going. They use trigger words like Brendan Johnson always do. So now, hey. So now let me just go through my own family is loud and dumb about voting. Yeah, we just got to educate. We have never been taught to look at policies, to vote according to laws and policy and what's best for the community and us. We have never been taught that. Think about it, you all. We have always been taught vote blue no matter who. Democrats for the people, Republicans are racist. That's all we've been told. So naturally, every time we go to the voting booth, oh, Democrat, and we never paid attention to it. But think about it. That's why our communities are the worst. That's why black people are the lowest economically. That's why we're the lowest, period, because we don't, even Hispanics educate themselves and they vote what's in their best interest. We're the only ones who don't. So you have to, and I'm going to show you, let me just go through this list real quick. Let me show you who your aldermen, who voted yes and who voted no for this $830 million loan. Now, Bill just told you, they know it was a bad loan. They know it was terrible. They know that when this man is long gone, which in about 2 years, they know we're going to be stuck holding that. That means taxes and everything. They know that. They know our kids is going to be stuck with this bogus loan. Brandon Johnson gonna go steal his money. The CTU gonna go steal their money. They gonna be going to living happily ever after. He probably moved from out of Chicago because he's not from here anyway. He probably gonna get his money, move him and his family out of Chicago because he know it's terrible. He don't want to raise his kids here, and he gonna go move to another state and take his millions that he stole from you all and go on. Him and his family gonna live, and kids gonna live great, while we stuck holding the bill because you all want to vote blue no matter who, and you all don't want to educate yourself and see really what's going on. That's the problem. So now let me tell you, and your aldermen, they're going to go and they stealing so much money, like Bill told you, that they're being paid off. So they know that we're watching. They know that you're starting to watch. They know this. So they know it's probably a chance they're not going to be in that seat coming next election. So they're going to steal and get as much money as possible. So when they get elected up out of those seats, they can go take all that money they stole and go ride off into the sunset, and we still holding this bag. That's how they do us. So, all right. So let me let you know. Let me let you all know of your usual suspects. These are the ones who been selling you out, who always vote what's not in your best interest. These are the ones. So for that bogus loan, this is who voted yes to give you that bogus loan when they know they shouldn't have did it. After Bill gave that beautiful speech, they still did this. Daniel LaSpada. So if that's your alderman, Daniel LaSpada, that's the usual suspects. They all vote the same way. Now, some of these names I might mess up, but I might spell out the last name so you can see. So you'll know they paid 26 aldermen. Yes. Please like the video and share. If you're in Chicago, please like and share this video, because do you know when I talked about this on Facebook and things like that, which most of my Facebook followers are in Chicago, they haven't even heard about this. They didn't even know nothing about this loan. They didn't even know it was being voted on. They don't even know. They talking about what loan you talking about? What are you talking about? They have no clue. So Daniel LaSpada, that's one of the ones. So if that's your alderman, sold you out. These are the people who usually vote. Pat Dow, Lamont Robinson, Desmond Yancey. So just make sure y'all hearing these names. Keep a mental note, so when it's time to go to this election booth, you're going to say, do never. And these are the ones who have been voting on giving these illegals this stuff, who has been voting on taxing you. These are the usual suspects. They always vote with him. So we got Desmond Yancey, William Hall. We will be doing William Hall today at 7 p.m. on Zoli channel. That's who's going to be on Famous Friday. That's your alderman tonight that we will be highlighting. So we got William Hall, Greg Mitchell. So let me get him up out of here. Michelle Harris, all the usuals. Look at all these black men. Look at the black ones. Pat Dow, Lamont Robinson, Desmond Yancey, William Hall, Greg Mitchell. I told you all your black ones. Michelle Harris, Julia Mariza. What's that? Marenzes. What's her name? What's that? Julia Ramirez. So it's Ramirez. That's her last name. Julia Ramirez or whatever. All right. We got Jula Quatik. This is his name. Let me spell it for you. Jeylu. Jeylu Gutierrez. What is that? Gut to I can't say these names. So Jeylu Gutierrez. That's one of those who voted yes. Stephanie Coleman, David Moore, Jeanette Taylor, Ronnie Mosley, Byron Centro Lopez, Jesse Fuentes, Walter Burnett, Jason Irving. You said what? Yeah. How you said? You said Gutierrez. Okay, so Gutierrez, that's what it is. Thank you for breaking it down like that. These names be hard. Okay, y'all hearing it? Jason Irving, Chris Talaferro, Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, Carlos Ramirez Rosa, Carlos Ramirez Rosa, Emma Mitz, all your usual suspects, Andre Vasquez, and all of these Hispanics are over the illegals, the immigration. They either are president, vice president, head of the immigrant foundation, head of the immigrants' rights. All of these Hispanics that I'm naming have something to do with these illegals being here and the money they're getting, which they're stealing. But yes, so all of these Hispanic names I'm naming, they all have something to do with these illegals being here, funding them, and they're over organizations. So Emma Mitz, Andre Vasquez, Angela Clay, Matthew Martin. Okay, Matthew Martin, Lena Manna Hoppenworth. So let me say that again. Lena, Lena, I believe it is. Manaa, Manna. Hoppenworth. Lena Manna Hoppenworth. So if y'all, you know what I'm saying. Marla Haddon. So those are the people who voted yes that this man get this loan. Those are the people, the usual suspects. Where are they districts? Danny say also did. Oh, their districts. So I don't know. I didn't write down the districts, y'all. But find out what your if you go, you can find out. Just Google put your zip code in and say, who is my alderman? And they're going to come up and tell you who your alderman is. And then just go back on here and then say what district is, this. But just Google and say which, whatever your zip code is, say who is my alderman. It's going to tell you. And then you're going to know, because I'm going to make a post. Actually, it's on my Facebook, everywhere. But I'm going to make a post on here with the names of the people who voted yes and no. So I'm going to make a post on here, but I just want to go through them each. So these are your usual suspects. These are all the aldermen that have to be replaced especially these aldermen are the critical ones that we have to get up out of these seats. These were people right here because they vote the same way every time. So I just told now let me is I still yes, but research Saul Alinsky rules for radical I can't only wanted to organizing for their replace wanted to be organizing for their replacement. Okay, then you better believe I'm voting red in Chicago. Yes. Okay, so those are the ones who voted yes for this bogus loan. Now let me tell you the ones who voted no for Brian Hopkins voted no. Anthony Beale voted no for not to take this loan. Peter Chico, Nicole Lee, Marty Quinn, Raymond Lopez, Derek Curtis, Matthew O'Shea, Savannah. So Savannah is Silvana Tabares. So Tabares. So I want to say Savannah Tabares. Okay. Monique Scott, Ruth Cruz, Felix Cardona, Scott Waskupak. So like, okay, so look, that's a hard look. Scott, let me spell his last name. Waguespack. That's his last name. Scott is his first name. Last name is Waguespack. That's it. William Conway, Gilbert Vegas, Nicholas Sporta, Samantha Nugent, Anthony Napolitano. I think I'm saying that right, you all. Anthony, let me spell that last name. Napolitano. So Napolitano. So Anthony Napolitano. Brendan Rowley. Timothy, what is that? Cruisen. Timothy Cruisen. Burnett Lawson. James Gardner. And Deborah Silverstein. So those are the people who voted no. And if you notice, think about it. And let me just put this out here. All the white aldermen, if you notice, they don't vote. They vote what's in the best interest of their communities. Do you notice the difference in the white communities and your black communities? Do you notice that? I just want you to understand that. Now, you can't blame racism. You can't blame Trump. Look at the difference in Chicago, in the white neighborhoods and the black neighborhoods. Look at the difference. I just want you to, all you blue, vote blue no matter who, and y'all stuck on one color, and you can't vote for this. You gotta be a black. The Democrats put a black person in front of you all, and you all don't care nothing about this person. You don't see what this person's about. You just going for it. Do you notice? These aldermen that were white, who did they vote for? What did they vote? They voted no. You know why? Because they're constituents and they know that they're going to be held accountable. So they know that when they vote a certain way, that their constituents are looking, because see, you're not going to come and do something that's going to mess up their neighborhoods. You're not going to do it because they're not going to allow it. Do you know if one of these people in their neighborhoods would have voted yes, then you know how many calls they would have got flooded in there? Do you know how many calls they would have got flooded and told them, yeah, okay, they would have probably got threats. So if you notice, all your white aldermen, they're looking out for their constituents. Did you notice that one Jewess, Deborah Silverstein, she always votes no. Whatever is going to be the detriment to her community, it's always a no. It's always a no. Because you know why? Those Jewish people are going to hold her accountable. They don't play that. If you don't represent us, if you don't do what we ask you to do as our representation, then we're going to get rid of you. So, don't, like I keep telling you, the usual suspects, Deborah Silverstein never vote was not best for her community, the Jewish community. Your white voters never, they don't vote. They don't vote was and if they did, guess what? They gonna hear it so bad from their constituents until they not gonna do it again, or they gonna be, you best believe they butts gonna be out of there with the next election. That's the difference. When I keep telling y'all, when you keep looking at your communities, and we got black faces everywhere, but your community looks like that and things like that, because your black people been selling you out. I keep telling you that. Now, if all those black aldermen, because we only have maybe 2 aldermen that was black that voted no. Why did your 2 black aldermen vote no when all the rest of your black aldermen voted yes when they knew that wasn't good for you? Why did they do that? You don't want to know? You didn't know it, that ain't something you want to know? Because it was Anthony. So think about it. You got like, imagine all those black aldermen, Pat Dow, Lamont Robinson. Well, we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 to maybe 15. Imagine if 15 your all black aldermen, I just counted the black aldermen that voted yes. Imagine if 15 of your black aldermen voted what's in your best interest. Imagine how your neighborhoods would be looking. Imagine if 15 of those black aldermen that constantly vote no, yes, that constantly vote for your demise. Imagine if they were sincere people. Imagine if they really want to help their communities. Imagine if they wasn't the thieves they were. Imagine that. Imagine how much better your community would look. Imagine the black business that would be in your community. Just imagine. Why do you have 15 aldermen that voted no? Voted yes for that budget. For that loan. Why don't you have that? When they know that they black constituents didn't want that. Why did they do that? Because they don't care about you. Because they never did. Because you never pay attention. They know you don't pay attention. They know you will never hold them accountable. Because guess what? During the next election, they're going to tell you, did you know this? Do you know Trump? We Trump doing this. You need black faces because Trump trying to take our jobs. Trump doing this. Trump ain't got nothing to do. But that's what they're going to tell you. And guess what? You're going to eat it right on up like you always do every election, every 4 years. You're going to eat it right up and you're going to put the same people in office like you always do, black people, like you always do. And they bank on that. They bank on you being uneducated and not paying attention to the policies and what they vote on. And they've been getting away with it for so long until now they're comfortable. Because this is not the only thing. We just showed you the votes. Famous Friday. They vote on every Famous Friday, with every black alderman that we did. They always vote yes on everything that's detriment to our community. They always vote yes. And align themselves with Brandon Johnson or Lori, they always have. Yet the white aldermen and the Jewish aldermen, they're not gonna sell out they communities. They're not doing it because they know they're gonna be held accountable for it. So if all 15 of these aldermen, think about if all 15 of your black aldermen would have pushed their vote on the other side and said no, guess what? We wouldn't have had an $830 million loan. That's gonna mess us up. We're already in a $1 billion deficit. Like Bill say, if we do this, our credit is gonna be junk. We ain't gonna be able to do nothing. This is gonna really kill us. It's gonna be another Detroit. The Brandon Johnson is trying to destroy Chicago and turn us into another Detroit. Y'all remember how Detroit it was? That's what he's trying to do. And your black aldermen are allowing him because they're getting paid up so much. So when he destroys Chicago, they're gonna move their butts. They have accumulated and stolen as much money as they needed because they're going to move their butts up out of here and their family up out of here and their kids going to be in their little houses in other states and things, and you going to be right here in the black community talking about I hate Trump. And they're going to come to your community and they're going to buy your mama turkeys and they're going to buy y'all they're going to have a bingo night for your mama and you and your grandmama, and y'all going to vote these people right back in. This is how stupid they think we are, and we are. This is what it is. This is a reality of what's been happening. And so you cannot blame, when I keep telling y'all, you cannot blame the white man for your community. You cannot blame no white man for your community at this point. Because Democrats in Chicago, Democrats have run, you can't blame Republicans. Because Democrats have, I keep saying, they have ran Chicago from top to bottom since 1932, maybe 3. So you can't blame Republicans, you never gave them a chance. So why is your community like that? Why is it? Because they bank on our ignorance, and we never fail them. Every election, we never let them down. They bank on it, and we always make sure we give them everything that they know we're gonna do. We do. It's like clockwork. The black man come in and say, I know what the black community needs. I know this. They can tell you all your Jasmine Crockett's and Maxine Waters. They can tell you all the problems in the black community. They can tell you all the problems, but they've been in office for so long, why they haven't fixed the problems? I can tell you what the problem is. Now, tell me, how have you fixed all the problems you keep telling me that's happening in my community? I know what the problem is, but what have you did out of all them 40 years you've been in office, Maxine Waters, or 50, because you old as dirt, or Crockett, in your community, how many times, how have you did change? Because you see Chicago flips red, it only took us less than a year to move the needle in our community and move the needle. It took us less than a year to make changes in our community and things like that. So why are we giving them 10, 20, 30, 40 years, Democrats? Why are we giving Democrats 50, 60 years to tell us what's a problem, but not in our neighborhoods and communities are getting worse? Why are we giving them that chance when you got grassroots people who just care about their communities and just care and see the injustice and see the lies, who just fighting back, and under a year has made a tremendous difference? Y'all really can't see what's going on. So if you really want to make a difference, you can. You really can. The thing is, you don't want to. And you know you got a bunch of ignorant people who not politically educated, and you take advantage of them time and time and time again by telling them how oppressed they are, by telling them how bad the white man is, by telling them, oh, I care about black and brown, by telling them the things that you know. That's trigger words for them, and we fall for it every single time. That's the irony of what's being politically uneducated. So, I just showed you all. People like, yes, they do. They like being blind. You said what? Double tap the screen. What's wrong? What's wrong? So what? So you see what I'm saying, you all? So I just told you, all your people who have voted, who just voted for this loan. Hello, everybody. I just showed you that. And now you see. Oh, yeah, like and share, you all. Please like and share. If you have people that's living in Chicago, they need to see what's going on. Because a lot of people don't even know about this. Please like and share. But yes, you all. So I need to come and talk to you about that. Because this is very important. Because we have to be knowledgeable. We have to be aware. So if we really want to make a change in our communities, we have to do something different. And it starts with us. We have to educate ourselves. We have to see what's going on. We got to hold our elected officials accountable. Because you heard what Bill said. I don't know. Let me see it again. Let me see if I can before we leave, let me see if we can just get that little part what Bill said.
But let me just tell you this. When you know better,
let me see if I can find that little part before we leave.
Decisions in the past, shame on you. But let me just tell you, and I guarantee you, if you change the terms and reduce it, you get a lot more votes and you check your mailboxes and see if the infrastructure.
Listen to
So
this
how
again.
are we going to complete $830 million in a year?
Listen to this again.
I mean, we can go on and on, but let me just say, this is physically irresponsible. The people are asking us to do better. The people of Chicago are paying attention. They're not, you can say people ain't paying attention to what's going on down here anymore. You better not say that. Because people are paying attention, and if you don't know it, check your mailboxes. Check your mailboxes and see if people are not paying attention and educating your constituents about what we're doing here on a day-to-day basis. So, again, Mr. President, this is a bad deal.
See, the danger is when you start being educated and paying attention. That's the danger. That's when they have a problem. Then they start this fear mongering like the Democrats doing now with Elon Musk and stuff. See, the danger is when you start waking up and start paying attention and saying, hold on, this ain't right. Why is this? And asking questions and not just letting them do that. That's the danger when you start waking up and paying attention to what's going on. Bill just said it right he just summed it up right perfectly. You think they ain't paying attention. You think they ain't out here educating your constituents. You think they not paying attention now. And he used the word now because no, they wasn't paying. We had the liberty to know they wasn't paying attention before. So we can do dumb stuff and vote differently and sell them out. But no, y'all, they paying attention now. That's dangerous when you start paying attention and start wanting something for your vote and start demanding something for your vote and start holding your elected officials accountable and not letting them just throw a black face in front of you. Not doing identity politics, but you really want to see changes in your community. That's a dangerous place for them to see you going. Because you're waking up and now you're about to hold them accountable and they don't want that. Because they don't have your best interest in mind in the first place. So that's all I want to say. I just want to say that I'm glad I voted and campaigned for Trump in Philadelphia, yes. So I just want to let you all know that I want to come and show you all what's going on in in Chicago, how your aldermans voted, how they've been selling you out, what your mayor has done, how it's going to affect us. It's going to affect your kids, where we're going to have to start after 2 years. After 2 years, Brandon Johnson is going to be long gone. See how bogus that is? After 2 years, that man going to be long gone. So that's when we're going to even start paying on it. And then your kids, my grandkids, things like that, they're going to be stuck with that. All right. So There you go. So anyway, I'm getting ready at 7 o'clock. We go on Zoe channel, and we're gonna do Famous Friday. Who we're doing today, like I said, is William Hall. We're gonna be letting you all know how he's been voting. Y'all already know he voted this way, and he's been voting to sell y'all out. So we're gonna let you know who he is, what he has been doing, how he's been, if it's good or bad. We're gonna let you all know. So go make sure you all subscribe to Zoe channel, Zoe ZOELEIGHT. And like I always say, if you're not saved, if you want to be saved, if you don't know Jesus, if you don't know if you are saved, then you need to make sure when you die, where you going. So all you have to do is repent, confess, and believe. Repent, Father God, repent for my sins, whatever I'm doing that's wrong, that I don't want to do, that's sinful to you. I know what you said, and I know is right. But Father, I repent for the things that I did that I know was wrong, because I know right and wrong. But I'm sorry, because some things that I do, I don't want to keep doing them, but they have control over me. So I'm asking you to take that, and I repent for my sins. That's one thing, repent. Believe Jesus Christ. I know you died on the cross and died for my sins. I know you are the Son of God. And I know you came to die for my sins. And I know you rose with all power in your hands. That's your confession. Next, you got to believe. I'm saying thank you so much, Samuel Lott. Danny, thank you for bringing us the update. We appreciate you so much. Super informative, and we are tuned into Zoe. God bless. Thank you so much, Samuel Lark. Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, and Father God, I need you. Take all of me and give me all of you. That's it. And he'll do that. And you're saved. And now you just gotta go on living your life. Let him deal with you. And then you're in a good place. So now, when you die, you know where you're going. All right, I love you all. I'm going to meet you all on Zoe channel at 7 o'clock. Thank you all for being here. Please like and share. And let's make America great again. Let's make Chicago and Illinois great again. And your city too. Love y'all.